It's Wednesday, February 4th.
You know, year over year on the ground, you're hearing and seeing that things aren't really changing.
What new statistics suggest about incarceration rates of Indigenous adults in Canada?
The way to make sure that rental rates are affordable in our city, in our province, is to make sure we have more supply, and that's why we're so pleased that this program is working so well.
The province has announced a one-year extension of a program that aims to provide more housing in Saskatchewan, and highlights of a rare Tuesday night clash on the hardcourt between the Cougars and Huskies. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kaylin. Good morning and happy Wednesday.
Man, it's a busy, busy day. Let's talk about that weather, because there's a lot of fog out in that southwest corner. Yeah,
so still seeing some fog this morning, but what we're really going to be talking about is that warm up. We're seeing a lot of positive temperatures across central and southern Saskatchewan today. We're also going to be talking about those winds, though, increased from yesterday. Our associate producer, Arden, is trying to make a snow fort in the backyard. He's hoping the Thursday doesn't take the whole thing down. Let's get to your news. We begin with that top story we just mentioned. Numbers from Statistics Canada show Indigenous adults continue to be overrepresented when it comes to being incarcerated. For some Indigenous leaders, working on ways to prevent people from being repeat offenders would help stop the cycle. Jacob Carr leads us off.
Indigenous adults in Saskatchewan are incarcerated at the highest rate in the country compared to non-Indigenous people in the province, according to the latest numbers from Statistics Canada. FSIN Vice Chief Craig McCallum says it all starts with the systems in place for Indigenous youth in the province.
There's around 950 youth that are out on community sentences or bail right now in Saskatchewan. And I think about those youth and what sort of rehabilitation are they getting right now?
He says Indigenous youth in the justice system need access to therapy, counseling, addiction treatment, and cultural programming. And the Saskatchewan stats among Indigenous adults in jail back up his thoughts. In the province, Indigenous adults are incarcerated at a rate 19.4 times higher than non-Indigenous adults. The next highest province out of the 6 that provided data is Alberta at 10.2 times higher.
The bad news is that these stats are real and they're getting worse. The good news is there's also a lot of good work being done, particularly by Indigenous organizations, Indigenous communities, Indigenous families, and Indigenous individuals that are helping to change these trends.
Those organizations, according to McCallum, include the FSIN. He harkens back to the correlation between Indigenous youth offenders leading to a higher rate of Indigenous adults being incarcerated.
We're trying to come up with a better strategy, a better way of helping these young people heal. It's going to come down to, again, the will. Do people actually want to change these systems? Are they serious about it?
McCallum says progress has been slow, but he is hopeful for the future as the FSIN sits down and has conversations with the provincial government and other Indigenous organizations. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Read more about that on our website. In the meantime, firefighters busy in the Saskatoon area last night and this morning. Jeremy Dodge, you're all over this. Good morning.
Yeah, Daryl, good morning. The first call came in just before 8 o'clock last night, somewhere in the RM of Corman Park. It wasn't clear exactly where, but heavy smoke and flames coming from a home. The roof collapsed, but everyone did get out okay. An investigation is underway on that one. And the second happened around 1 o'clock this morning. Firefighters arrived to see flames coming from the home on Carlton Drive in Saskatoon. Again, everyone got out okay. An investigator is on scene to try and figure out what happened. Saskatoon police investigating the city's first homicide of 2026. They say about 5:30 yesterday morning, they were told about 2 25-year-old men who went to St. Paul's Hospital to be treated for stab wounds. One died of his injuries. The other is in stable condition. No other details have been released. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. The driver of a semi taken off the road near Saskatoon over the weekend is no longer employed by the trucking company. Corman Park Police stopped this semi on Highway 11 after it was reported by an off-duty RCMP officer. Video posted to social media shows both side windows of the cab smashed out and covered with duct tape. Police say the windshield was severely damaged, with cracks obstructing the driver's view, and the main exterior mirror was shattered and taped in place. Calgary-based company Southwest Bulk says the driver's no longer employed and says the damage was caused when another vehicle backed into the truck. It says a tow truck was dispatched, but the driver chose to keep driving. The Corman Park Police Chief says the semi had been on the road for at least 6 hours like that.
So how a professional driver could get behind the wheel of that vehicle, deem it safe for operation after a pre-trip inspection and take it on the road is something that is just beyond comprehension.
The semi was immediately towed and the driver was ticketed under the Traffic Safety Act. Well, Daryl, planned wind farm for southern Saskatchewan facing some delays because it's still waiting for some approvals.
That's right. The Seven Stars Energy Project was first announced in the summer of 2024 for the Weyburn area by Enbridge in collaboration with Six Nations Energy Developments. It also had the backing of $100 million in loan guarantees from the province. The development has received the green light from the RM of Weyburn, but according to an update from the RM of Griffin, that council has determined that application is incomplete. In a statement to CTV News, Griffin RM administration says the application does not currently include the required environmental documentation, and council is not in a position to approve the application or proceed with further review at this time. In response, Enbridge says it expects to file an environmental impact study in early 2026, and it will include robust strategies to avoid, mitigate, or minimize potential environmental impacts. Enbridge hopes to begin construction this fall. The community of hockey and families across the country are honoring the lives of 3 young hockey players killed in a devastating crash in Alberta.
It's generations of early mornings, long drives, cold rinks, and proud parents in the stands. These young men were part of that story, and we will honor them. This loss is felt not only in Stavely and Nanton, but across our surrounding communities and our country.
That's Nanton's Mayor Jennifer Hadley paying tribute to Caden Fine, JJ Wright, and Cameron Grosso, who were killed in a car crash heading to practice Monday morning. Their stories run deep in southern Alberta, as well as in Kamloops, where the boys were from. 2 of them, people who knew them, say they're in shock and finding relief in the memories, remembering their joy and skill on the ice. As for the crash, RCMP believe the tragic accident was not criminal in nature. The resignation of former Liberal Minister Bill Blair has set off a chain reaction affecting Parliament Hill and Queen's Park in Ontario.
We recognize the member for Scarborough Southwest.
The federal Liberals have picked Ontario MPP Dolly Begum to run in Bill Blair's Scarborough riding. Blair is leaving to become the next High Commissioner in the UK. Begum is stepping into federal politics with a new party. She is serving as the Ontario NDP Deputy Leader. Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper has been honoured officially ahead of his 20th anniversary of the first Conservative government he led.
On the shelf behind me is Alberta's flag, celebrating the great province I have called home throughout my adult life. It is joined by Ontario's flag in recognition of the province where I was raised.
25 different flags have been included in the portrait, which includes Harper sitting in his former office. The trade deals his government signed are listed on the bookshelves in the painting, and in his hand is the government's crowning achievement, a balanced budget. At the unveiling, Harper told the room of ministers, premiers, MPs, and other dignitaries that parties must work together to preserve Canada's national unity and independence. Harper was sworn in as Prime Minister in February of 2006 and served in the role until November of 2015. Some dramatic video to show you now of a car flying off an overpass and crashing into a busy highway below. This dash cam video shows the car midair crashing into oncoming traffic. This happened in the west end of Toronto. The car was on Highway 427 overpass and then crashed into Highway 401 below. The vehicle collided with the transport truck and 2 people were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say speed and snow may have been factors. The Regina Cougars and Saskatchewan Huskies clashed on the hardcourt last night in a rare Tuesday night matchup. Taya Desmond poured in 22 points for the Huskies. Logan Ryder had 24 for the Cougars as the Saskatchewan Huskies handed the Cougars its second loss of the season, 81-69. On the men's side, Regina pulled off the upset, beating the Huskies 79-58. Cougars guard Ben Kamba led all scorers with 19 points. The regular season draws to a close this weekend.
Net bunting average. Being collected. Oh, he manages to find some room down the sideline. Fletcher's still going. Picks up a block. He is gone.
Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed returner James Lecter Jr. He had 924 punt return yards in 2024 for Montreal. Likely means Mario Alford is on his way out of town. Let's get to the weather center and all those fog advisories and a little bit of freezing rain as well.
Yeah, so in different areas of the province, though. So mainly down towards the southeast corner of the province. That's where we're seeing the most of the visibility issues once again this morning. Estevan, if you're waking up with us from there, you're going to want to give yourself some extra time in the commute. Now, all the way up in Prince Albert, that's where we are talking about some flurries this morning. And yes, some freezing rain to be on the way for the next couple hours or so. I'm going to show you that on our Futurecast in just a moment. Let's talk about Regina, though. -3 right now. We are waking up to some fog and some cloud cover. Winds for the moment coming in at 20 kilometers per hour. Very likely to be increasing later on into your afternoon. In Saskatoon, -1, seeing again some of that cloud cover right now to start the day, and winds coming in at 26 kilometers per hour. Let's take a look at these wind gusts for your afternoon. We're not really seeing them concentrating in just one part of the province today. It's really all across the board. It's not so bad. A lot of places seeing them up to about 40 kilometers per hour, although all those areas that you see lighting up in red briefly, so that's areas just north of Estevan there, right around Yorkton, and in between Saskatoon, Hudson Bay. That's where we're going to be seeing the strongest wind gusts, surpassing 40 kilometers per hour. Although with that, we are seeing some really nice temperatures, so we'll get to that in just one moment. Futurecast showing that Prince Albert has already seen some flurries this morning, and that pink color that you're seeing right along that area is the freezing rain. So if you're waking up with us from areas north of Prince Albert, again, roads are going to be very slick, and of course, northern Saskatchewan really blanketed in that snow for the morning. It's about noon that we see most of that system pushing off into Manitoba. Just way up in that northeast corner is where we are still seeing some of those flurries. And then we're really talking about Thursday morning. It's about 3 a.m. that we start to see some more of that precipitation entering the province. Again, it's coming in from northern Alberta, and it's going to be impacting northern Saskatchewan. And then areas just east of Prince Albert could be seeing it by about 8:30 a.m. on Thursday. So with that, though, we are talking about some really nice temperatures for both today and tomorrow. So you got to take the good with the bad. Again, keeping in mind that the wind is going to be making these temperatures feel slightly cooler. But swift current expecting about 8 degrees today, 6 degrees for Moose Jaw, 5 degrees for Regina, 4 degrees for Saskatoon, and 3 degrees expected for both Weyburn and Estevan. Tomorrow, getting a little bit warmer, 8 degrees, and some more sunshine expected for Regina, dropping down to 1 degree on Friday, 5 degrees on Saturday, 7 degrees on Sunday. Let's take a look at Saskatoon. We're talking about it getting slightly warmer tomorrow, 5 degrees, although I do have to mention that we are expecting winds to be going up even further tomorrow, dropping down to 1 degree on Friday, 2 degrees on Saturday, and 2 degrees on Sunday.
He has an infectious laugh and is doing very well with his current routine of various therapies. But Lucas Azevedo's family fears the mutation in his RBM28 gene may rob the 2-year-old of his chance at a full and healthy life.
We've known about it since November of 2025. There is no official name for it or diagnosis for it.
It's kind of a rare mutation that he has.
Lucas's uncle, himself a neuroscientist, says so much about the boy's future is a mystery.
What it appears to do is be involved in the formation of the ribosome and the function of the ribosome. The ribosome is a cellular structure that converts genes into proteins.
Sophia says there is a boy in Mexico who appears to have the same mutation, but other than that, they don't know of any other cases. Their best hope is to develop a personalized gene therapy, and they've already found a clinic in the U.S. that's willing to do that, but the price tag is $1.7 million Canadian, and they need almost 300,000 Canadian just to begin the first stage. They've started a GoFundMe page and consulted with Terry Pirvalakis, who also fundraised to get his son, Michael, a gene therapy for his ultra-rare disease known as SPG50. They raised $4.5 million, and he says it's a very tough thing for families to face.
A disorder with under 5,000 patients in the U.S. is not commercially viable. So companies will not take those programs on, just like Michael's disorder. So the only way to move the needle and to save your child is to unfortunately do a clinical trial and raise millions of dollars.
We don't know exactly how it will affect his future. We only know because there's so little known about this variant that it's progressive. That's all we know so far.
Sophia says their cost is less for the gene therapy, but even with it, the future is unclear. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Well, in case you missed it, unique views of Alaska's North Slope are being provided by some unlikely photographers. Those photographers would be grizzly bears.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, 12 bears have been outfitted with video collars in order to shoot footage for researchers. This area of Alaska, remote territory for any grizzly bear, and while the framing isn't exactly perfect, researchers think it will be valuable.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a cool one. I would watch this for hours. I follow even like Yukon Northwest Territory wildlife pages, and I just scroll back for hours.
Like the migration things?
No, like the trail cam.
Oh, yes.
You can see all the different wildlife there. I could watch a camera on a grizzly bear for hours and be entertained.
Oh, no doubt. Wow. Hey, listen, let's transition. We will learn a little more about the future of Saskatoon's pro basketball team later today. The Saskatchewan Rattlers branding was stripped from their social media pages and their website in January, and the owners say there's a rebrand announcement happening later today. No word yet on what they could be called. We do know that the coaching staff and management were all removed. We'll have the latest on the website as it happens, but we've decided to turn things over to you.
Yeah, so we're asking you today, what should the team be called? What do you think?
I never was a big fan of Rattlers, Jeremy. I didn't understand how it related to Saskatchewan.
No, me neither. I don't like Rattlers. We've been talking about this a lot here, and somehow this hasn't leaked. We have no idea where they're going with this. I'm of the opinion that maybe they just need to call them for one season the Saskatoon Pro Basketball Team or Club or something like that to remind people exactly what is going on here, because they're struggling to get crowds out at these things, and I don't know why. It is so good. It is so entertaining. I would just like to see something real basic and explanatory maybe for this first rebrand
Just
season.
go right on the nose with it, okay?
All right, I like that. Yeah, but we want to hear from you. So text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, of course, or scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to be sharing some more answers in about an hour. For now, here's a live look outside at the city of Saskatoon.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Matt Scooby with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we head to Brooklyn. Lakers visiting the Nets. First quarter off the turnover. Austin Reeves going to go off the glass to LeBron James, who throws down the monster jam. Whew, LA looking like the Showtime Lakers of old on that play. The 41-year-old LeBron still's got the hops. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. Now, Wednesday on TSN, you can see Tangerine Raptors basketball when the Timberwolves visit the Raptors. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
It's time time for a look at your school day forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at -3 right now. A few clouds to start the day and a little bit of fog. -1 in Saskatoon. Again, we are going to be seeing some winds starting to go up here in the next little bit, so be prepared for that. Lunchtime in both cities, we're expecting to be sitting at 3 degrees with a nice mix of sun and clouds. Winds coming in between 30 to 35 kilometers per hour at that time. And by final bell, sitting at those expected daytime highs for Regina, that is 5 degrees, and for Saskatoon, that is 4 degrees. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price, $119.9. The lowest you might find, though, is $104.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, $126.9. That is up from yesterday, but the lowest you might find is $114.9. Over to the farm markets, where we find the street price of canola at $601.13 per ton, and the futures price at $649.30 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now sits at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $254.22 per ton. And the Canadian dollar trending up. It's now at 73.25 cents US. We'll be right back.
.30, good morning. The provincial government making changes to benefits under the SED disability program. Recipients will now be paid a set amount for some niche benefits instead of the actual cost. Wayne Mantika with reaction.
The provincial government is combining 30 niche benefits under the SED program into 5 broad categories. Recipients will now receive a flat rate benefit rather than reimbursement for some actual costs.
We've been hearing from not only recipients of SED, but community-based organizations that help with applications, and even some in the ministry saying, you know, it's pretty cumbersome. There's a lot of categories. It's a little on the confusing side.
It includes items like incontinence supplies, maternity clothing, and the cost of care for service animals.
With the addition of flat rate benefits in some cases, individuals don't necessarily have to provide receipts every month. So it actually gets their payments out quicker. The processing time is faster.
The NDP opposition says it amounts to a cut in benefits.
When times get tough, this is not who we are in Saskatchewan. We don't punch down on the most vulnerable people.
Advocacy groups like the Regina Anti-Poverty Ministry have concerns.
No, I mean, if the said basic rates were sufficient to kind of meet actual basic needs, it would be one thing. But when they don't, and when they fall thousands of dollars a year below doing that, you really need to have significant special needs provisions.
The government believes that the changes will ensure that said recipients receive all the benefits that they are entitled to in the simplest and quickest way possible. Some critics argue that said benefits are insufficient to begin with. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The province has announced a one-year extension of a program that aims to provide more housing in Saskatchewan. The secondary suite incentive was initially introduced in 2023. It's intended to increase the availability of secondary suite rental units by paying up to $35,000 in construction costs to create a secondary unit in a homeowner's primary residence. Saskatoon MLA and Cabinet Minister Ken Cheveldayoff was on hand for the announcement on Tuesday.
We all know rent controls don't work. They limit supply, and those that are advocating for that just have not thought that through. The way to make sure that rental rates are affordable in our city and our province is to make sure we have more supply, and that's why we're so pleased that this program is working so well.
The province says the secondary suite incentive was helping to create nearly 1,000 new units since it began. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew was in Churchill yesterday, and there he was facing questions about a push to expand the community's port.
You want to pass something on today, tomorrow, and that will keep everybody going. And I don't want to have anything negative to the environment.
with that.
Community members are worried about the environmental impact of expanding the Port of Churchill Plus project. Upgrading the port would make it a year-round site trade hub connecting Canada to global markets. Manitoba is working on a report for Ottawa's Major Projects Office to address environmental concern. Premier Wab Kinew announced $250,000 to explore creating a national marine conservation area. A Canadian soldier who died while deployed in Latvia was honored back home.
It hits close to home. There's a few people in my unit who knew him personally, and we wanted to come show support.
The casket-carrying gunner Sebastian Halmajan was carried into the tarmac at CFB Trenton. Families, dignitaries, and military members honored the young soldier at a repatriation ceremony. A motorcade then took his casket along the Highway of Heroes as crowds along the way paid their respects. Halmajan was 24 years old. He died last week while serving as part of NATO's Operation Reassurance in Latvia. The city of Prince Albert is warning residents to be on the lookout for coyotes, however you want to say it. In a post on the city's Facebook page, a pack of coyotes was spotted in Little Red River Park Monday afternoon near the Kinsman Ski and Snowboard Center. The city says the animals are generally shy and they may appear at dawn or dusk, and smaller off-leash pets should be kept safe because they could be seen as prey. If you do spot an aggressive or bold coyote, you're to report it to local wildlife authorities. On Tuesday morning, the Saskatchewan Community Foundation hosted a breakfast fundraiser in support of the Emergent Women and Children's Fund. The fund provides urgent help to women, people facing domestic violence by providing up to $2,000 for basic needs. The fundraising goal here was $100,000.
There is a huge disadvantage to women and children right across this province, and the domestic violence rates are double the Canadian national average, which is unfathomable and should not be happening. So how do we help those women and children with a leg up just so that they can get out of that risky situation?
This was the third annual Community for Women breakfast fundraiser, and organizers hope the event will continue every year in the first week of February. China is banning hidden door handles on electric vehicles. This type of door handle is widely adopted by Tesla and is now a common design feature for EVs. China is banning them, saying they're not safe for emergencies. Under the new rules, electric door cars must have a mechanical release inside and outside. A Saskatoon staple will not be going ahead this winter. The Kinsman Club of Saskatoon says it's pausing its annual sports celebrity dinner. It's the first time the winter dinner won't take place since 1959. Over the past 67 years, the dinner has attracted guest speakers including Gordie Howe, Maurice the Rocket Richard, Joe Montana, and Wayne Gretzky to share some lesser-known stories and raise money for the Kinsman Club. Kinsman says it will regroup and return stronger when the timing aligns. Let's turn our attention to the weather picture and some of those fog warnings out there, Kayleen.
Yeah, we are seeing some fog still in the southeast corner of the province. So if you're waking up with us from Estevan, that's where we're seeing the most for the visibility issues this morning. I also want to talk to you about some hot and cold spots both in Saskatchewan and all across the country today, because we are seeing some really nice temperatures. The Saskatchewan hotspot, Maple Creek, right now at 4.4 degrees already. The cold spot in the province is Collins Bay at minus 17.6. Canadian hotspot this morning, Bella Bella, BC. That's at 16.2 degrees already. And of course, that cold spot right now is in Nunavut. That is Eureka, currently at minus 42.3. Let's talk about everywhere else in between, though. Stony Rapids at minus 16 right now, minus 2 in Buffalo Narrows, minus 4 in La Ronge, minus 3 in Prince Albert, and minus 4 in Melfort. So we're seeing a lot of really good temperatures throughout northern Saskatchewan as well as down towards the south. As we just mentioned, some areas in the southwest corner already into those positive temperatures. The one on the board that you're seeing right now is Swift Current at 1 degree. Minus 2, though, in Assiniboia, minus 3 waking us up in Regina, and minus 1 right now in Saskatoon. So we know what we're at right now. Let's talk about the afternoon. We are going to be getting some pockets of sunshine later on. The morning is foggy and cloudy, but don't worry, a little bit more sunshine on the way. Swift Current going to be reaching 8 degrees today, 6 degrees for Moose Jaw, 3 degrees for both Weyburn and Estevan, 2 degrees for Yorkton, and 4 degrees for Prince Albert. Although we do have to mention Prince Albert is among those areas that are going to be seeing some flakes this morning. Don't worry about that too much into the afternoon hours, though. We also have to talk about these wind gusts because typically we talk about them really concentrating in one area of the province. Today, it's really all across the board. We're seeing winds up to about 40 kilometers per hour in a lot of places. Swift Current slightly surpassing that number, Yorkton as well, and all those areas that you see lighting up in blue, in red into the later parts of the afternoon. So be aware of that. It is going to feel a little bit cooler, although the air temperature is going to be very nice today. All right, your 5-day forecast. We're not seeing a lot of precipitation in this one. It's the 7-day forecast that we start to see a little bit more precipitation for Regina, but temperatures again looking really good, even getting warmer for our day tomorrow with a little bit more sunshine, 8 degrees, dropping down on Friday to about 1 degree, 5 degrees on Saturday, and 7 degrees on Sunday. This is going to be an awesome weekend to get outside as long as you're okay with that slush as the snow is going to be melting. In Saskatoon, 5 degrees tomorrow, again expecting some more sunshine on the way, 1 degree on Friday, 2 degrees for both your Saturday and Sunday.
Toys R Us Canada is filing for creditor protection. The company says it's working on a restructuring that could see its footprint further diminish or the whole business sold to new owners. In court documents, Toys R Us says the step was necessary as the company was struggling to cope with inflation, rising labor costs, and supply chain disruptions. Glencore is suspending nearly $1 billion Canadian in investment plans for a century-old copper smelter in Quebec. The company has been in talks with the Quebec government over timelines and targets for cutting harmful pollutions, but those talks have reportedly reached an impasse. Glencore says it needs more visibility on the renewal of an environmental permit. Those are your morning business headlines for BNN Bloomberg. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
An extremely personal new release from country star and acclaimed songwriter Phil Vassar. He's in Regina on April 30th at the casino and then in Saskatoon in support of Old Dominion on Saturday, May 2nd. And through the magic of TV, he is with us here this morning. Phil, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. Huge thrill for me as a fan. But I want to start with that new track, the one that we just rolled off the top here. This is extremely personal. This stuff really happened to you.
It did. You know, you work out every day and exercise, and you eat everything but fried foods and eat salads every day, and then you just drop dead. You know, it was a pretty brutal experience, but you know, I'm very blessed to be alive and to be still talking to you guys today.
What do you want people to take away from this single when they hear it?
Well, I hope it evokes some sort of response, some sort of thought. You know, you can do everything right, and it can all still go wrong. You know, and that's what I thought I was doing. You know, I never did a drug. I never drank really. So I mean, I'm a boring guy. You know, and but I'm just blessed, and I don't take anything for granted anymore. I've been on the road for 25 years, and you know, I'm writing song after song after song, but this was a special song, you know, just to sort of, you know, dig out this music was pretty, I don't know, cathartic, I guess.
Speaking of songs, you've written a ton over the years. We're seeing Jody Messina on the screen. You've written a couple of big tracks for her, Bye Bye, I'm All Right. You wrote My Next 30 Years for Tim McGraw. If somebody goes through your songwriting catalog alone, they would think you've got to be crazy for giving away all these tracks. Do you ever look back and think, I should have kept one or two of these?
Well, you know what? I didn't really have a choice at the time. I've always been a big fan of songwriters, you know, Chris Christopherson and, you know, Waylon, all these guys, Willie Nelson, of course. I've gotten to tour with all these guys and met them all, Johnny Cash. And when I was a kid, right? So, a young kid coming to Nashville, but I just, it just happens the way it happens. I do all these songs in my concerts, I did write these songs. They're my songs, so I still do them. Everybody goes, why are you doing all them Jody Messina songs or Alan Jackson songs or whatever, and I say, well, I did write those songs and I was blessed to have them record them, and I don't regret anything. It's just my path. It's a little different than most people's.
What's your favorite song to perform? Is it Just Another Day in Paradise, Little Red Rodeo? Which one to you is the most fun to play?
I wish I could answer that, but they're all fun in their own way. I was never really a ballad writer much. I've had one number one ballad or something, and I don't know. Everybody goes, you're the up-tempo guy, and which is true, because I have a real energetic show.
This is going to be a lot of fun. You can get your Casino Regina tickets at the Show Lounge box office, or you can call SaskTel Center or use Ticketmaster to get the Old Dominion set up in Saskatoon. If you saw the set a couple of years ago at Country Thunder Saskatchewan, you know what you're into, you know what you're in for, and it's a smaller venue for you to enjoy it. Phil, thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Good to see you.
Well, tomorrow marks day one of this year's Luther Invitational Basketball Tournament, and Janelle Lippi is on the court this morning. Janelle, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Some exciting times ahead. And this morning, I've got Sheldon and Sutton here with me. We're going to talk all about what we can expect to see. So, Sheldon, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about what the tournament is all about. This is the 72nd year. It's a really big milestone.
Yeah, we're really, we have big pride in this tournament, and it's a big milestone for us. And LIT is really just about, you get to watch some good basketball out here, and there's so many amazing players, and it's really a memorable moment for community of Regina and for Luther. And it's one of the longest running high school basketball tournaments in Western Canada, and so many teams from all over Western Canada just come together, and I just feel like it's a great opportunity to just to come out and just watch some good basketball. Yeah,
absolutely. So a very big milestone. What is the theme for this year?
So the theme for this year is Global Jam. So as you might have noticed, there's there's lots of flags out there in Student Commons. And we're incorporating lots of multicultural type of theme this year. So we're really excited to put that.
All right. Yeah. Well, it's amazing to see. Now, Sutton, let's turn over to you. What has preparation been like for this year?
No, it's been busy this year, especially with it being the 72nd LIT, and with the theme and all of that, as well as posting the rosters and as well as inviting media for the press conference today. It's been a busy time prepping for the tournament, but as Sheldon said, it's always very exciting to have this as the whole school is coming together to make this tournament awesome as it is every single year. And it's been really nice, especially this year with the 72nd, to make everything awesome.
All right. And what has preparation been like within the teams?
I can't speak on that personally, as I'm not on the teams, but from what I have seen, it has been looking good, and how it is going, they've been practicing throughout the days, and for the tournament, they are preparing to do their best.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so very much. Once again, some exciting times ahead. You're not going to want to miss out on this.
All right, LIT. Janelle, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you next hour.
February 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday wish going out to Killian, as he is officially 9 years old. We hope this is your best year yet. Lots of love from your brother Bowden, sister Rooney, and your mom and dad. Happy birthday wish is also going out to Michaela. Lots of love from your Cookham and Musham and your great-grandparents out in Moosomin. Enjoy your special day. Also celebrating today is Krista. Happy birthday to you. Lots of love coming your way from all of your besties. Enjoy. And turning 8 years old today is Zaylee. Happy birthday. Your grandma, grandpa, and the rest of your family are all hoping you have the best day.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
The most handsome radio man in all the land, and he's got one of those novelty checks.
Yeah. Well, it's more of a board. Here it is. It's crack the co-op number. I don't know if you can see it here. Yesterday, we cracked one of the 5. There it is. Look at that shot. Good job, guys. 5. That's what we have. Now I got to crack 5 more to win our jackpot, which is at $300 for Shared Co-op gift cards. You can play wherever you are in the province here. A little after 7 o'clock, I'll have another chance for you to text in and then crack all the. You got to go all the numbers to win the jackpot. So far we got just 5. What else? So it's going to be a doozy, but we'll get there, and hopefully we can shower you with gift cards. Crack the co-op number, all the previous guesses, and everything you need to know about the contest that can get you flush with cash or gift cards. Go to peercountry927.ca.
This feels like one of those contests you're really hoping goes 6 weeks.
Right? Hopefully not, but yeah, that's true.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Bye, Dara.
So why are we here, Lucky? It's like anything else. A series of bad decisions over an extended period of time.
Here's your first look at Lucky, starring Anya Taylor-Joy as a con artist on the run. The limited series, based on the novel by Marissa Stapley, debuts on Apple TV July 15th.
We gotta get used to one another. And we can't do that unless we trust each other. I want to win worlds. And I want to win it with you.
Netflix seems to have a winner with Finding Her Edge. The streamer says the figure skating romantic drama has been in its top 10 since debuting last month, and Netflix has renewed the series for a second season.
Brace yourself. The pain is coming. I can taste it. Cut!
Oscar winner Adrian Brody finds his flair for drama unneeded in a Super Bowl spot for TurboTax. He's dismayed to find the company's experts make taxes drama-free. The full ad is due to play just before halftime. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I don't do happy.
Time for Sidebar, and a unique experience only a select few get to see. Pilot Matthias is showing off his point of view from the cockpit, and it looks pretty amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Cool. Above the clouds.
Select few get to see it, but I've done it, and I've done it on this show.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things I ever got to cover.
Gotta be up there. My goodness.
All right, here's another one for you. It's a mistranslation. Take a look.
The patient's name is Banjari. Yes. B as in bobcat, A as in Antichrist, N as in nocturnal emission, J is...
This nurse panicked when he was asked to spell out his patient's name. He spirals. He comes up with, some very silly words. We've been there. Some of us don't know the phonetic alphabet.
I guess. Sure.
I don't.
Sure. Why not? Do you have enough time for this one?
I'm a fan of that one.
We have 10 seconds. We're going to use that 10 seconds in the next hour. We'll take a time out. We'll get your weather forecast and your headlines right after this. It's Wednesday, February 4th.
I know there are no words that can make this loss less brutal. Your sons mattered.
Honoring the victims, a community in mourning after the lives of 3 young hockey players were cut short. A young soldier's sacrifice honored at home, a repatriation ceremony held for gunner Sebastian Hollingen, who died while serving in Latvia.
And in these perilous times, both parties, whatever their other differences, come together against external forces that threaten our independence and against domestic policies that threaten our unity.
Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper sending a message as his official portrait is unveiled in Ottawa. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Wednesday.
Our associate producer Arden is trying to make a snow fort. He wants to take the TV out there and watch the Olympic Games inside the snow fort.
I don't know.
Thursday, you're going to devastate his dream.
Well, because everything is melting out there. It's all getting slushy. We're seeing such nice temperatures.
Great ruts in the roads, too. Be safe out there. Let's get to your headlines forecast in just a minute. According to Statistics Canada, Indigenous adults were incarcerated at a rate 10 times higher than non-Indigenous adults in this country. That data was taken from the 2023-24 year in a new measure called the Overrepresentation Index. It showed Saskatchewan has the highest degree of overrepresentation, with Indigenous adults incarcerated at a rate 19.4 times higher than non-Indigenous. That's nearly double the rate to the next highest province, which is Alberta, at 10.2 times.
There's been a lot of frameworks, a lot of ideas on how to try to address this, and year over year on the ground, you're hearing and seeing that things aren't really changing.
McCallum added that one of the pathways to incarceration for Indigenous adults can be linked back to their youth. So there needs to be discussion on how Saskatchewan can support its Indigenous youth when it comes to the justice system. Firefighters busy in Saskatoon area last night and this morning. Jeremy Dodge, tell us about this.
Daryl, the first call came in just before 8 o'clock last night, somewhere in the RM of Corman Park. Wasn't clear where. Heavy smoke and flames, though, coming from a home. The roof actually collapsed, but everybody got out okay. An investigation is underway there. And then the second one happened around 1 o'clock this morning in Saskatoon. Firefighters arrived to see flames coming from the home on Carlton Drive. Again, everybody got out all right. An investigator is on scene to try and figure out what happened. A commercial semi-truck has been taken off a Saskatchewan highway for being unsafe. The driver is no longer employed, and the company is responding to questions about the damage. CTV's Laura Woodward has the details.
This video posted to social media shows the moments before a semi-truck was taken off the highway.
That is what the driver was looking through.
Both side windows of the cab smashed out and covered with duct tape, and the windshield severely damaged.
That's their mirror that they have attempted to red-green together with duct tape. How a professional driver could get behind the wheel of that vehicle, deem it safe for operation after a pre-trip inspection, and take it on the road is something that is just beyond comprehension.
Calgary-based company Southwest Bulk says the driver is no longer employed and says the damage happened from another vehicle. Quote, "Our driver was parked at a customer's site when another vehicle backed into his truck, resulting in damage to the mirror and windshield." The company says a tow truck was dispatched, but the driver chose to keep on driving. Corman Park police say the semi had been on the road for at least 6 hours.
Your line of sight is obstructed by duct tape. Your mirrors are covered by duct tape. There is no way you can safely operate that vehicle. But on top of that, people who operate commercial vehicles are professional drivers.
The professional drivers are required to meet, pretty strict standards.
In Canada, commercial trucking comes with regulations, rules on the condition of the vehicle, a driver's medical fitness, and how long they can be behind the wheel. By law, drivers must inspect their vehicle before every trip. So how could this pass a pre-trip inspection?
Well, it wouldn't have. So it wouldn't have passed a pre-trip inspection by any means, or any type of inspection. So it should never have even gone out on the road.
Corman Park police are thanking the off-duty RCMP officer that reported the semi. The truck was immediately towed and the driver has been ticketed under the Traffic Safety Act. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, White City Town Council shocking residents this week.
Yeah, they voted in favor of a townhouse development, a rental development, which left many stunned. It was a packed house at White City Municipal Office where council voted 3-2 to change the community plan and zoning bylaw, which would allow the creation of such townhouse projects. Those who disagree with the vote let council know what they thought before leaving after hearing the outcome.
I've never seen an issue like this one that has generated this much public opposition to it. This one was absolutely huge in terms of signatures on a petition asking for a referendum, people turning out in massive numbers at public hearings. People are opposed to it for whatever reason. They don't want what is being offered.
The development is planned to house 200 units in a range of designs. We've reached out to White City Town Council and are awaiting a reply. Europe is moving ahead with a plan to ditch U.S. digital programs. In France, civil servants will no longer use Zoom or Teams and will instead use a homegrown video conference system. Soldiers in Austria are also using open source Office software to write reports after the military dropped Microsoft Office. Privacy concerns are one of the reasons, they say, behind the shift. Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper has officially been honored ahead of the 20th anniversary of his first Conservative government.
On the shelf behind me is Alberta's flag, celebrating the great province I have called home throughout my adult life. It is joined by Ontario's flag in recognition of the province where I was raised.
25 different flags have been included in the portrait, which shows Harper sitting in his former office. The trade deals his government signed are on the bookshelf, listed on the bookshelf rather, in the painting, and in his hand is the government's crowning achievement, a balanced budget. Harper said that parties must work together to preserve Canada's national unity and independence. Premier Danielle Smith of Alberta believes the province should have more input on judicial appointments. Smith wants changes made to the appointment process at the Alberta Court of King's Bench, the Alberta Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court of Canada. To fill vacancies, Smith wants to see a special advisory committee created that would consist of 2 people recommended by the province. She says Alberta will withhold funding to support new appointments until its input is allowed. There are currently 3 vacancies on the Alberta Court of King's Bench. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand will be in Washington today for a meeting aimed at increasing collaboration on critical minerals. Anand and her international counterparts will be discussing the Trump administration's push to lessen global reliance on China when it comes to critical minerals. On Monday, President Trump announced the creation of a strategic reserve of rare earth elements to help shield auto and electronics manufacturers from any supply chain disruptions. Canada has updated its travel advisory for Cuba, urging travelers to exercise a high degree of caution as the Caribbean country is facing worsening shortages of electricity, fuel, and basic necessities. To reduce pressure on the electrical network, Cuba schedules long daily power cuts, but Ottawa says nationwide outages can still occur unexpectedly and may last for hours. The updated advisory also warns that fuel shortages have made traveling across the island extremely difficult, with public transportation frequently disrupted. A longtime Saskatchewan paramedic is hanging up his uniform at the end of March following a 50-year career. Pat Belisle spending the beginning of his career in Medicine Hat, where eventually he became assistant director of the Medicine Hat ambulance service. He became an advanced care paramedic shortly after the job was created in the 1970s and was in his college's second ever graduating class. He's been working in Prince Albert for the last 38.
When I first came here, there was 8 full-time, and I think it was 14 casual. Now we're pushing the 100 mark, plus we have dispatch as well.
Belisle is looking forward to retirement, he says, which will be spent working in the community and walking his dog. The Regina Cougars and Saskatchewan Huskies clashed on the hard court last night in a rare Tuesday night matchup. It was because of the weather delays over the weekend. Taya Demond poured in 22 points for the Huskies. Logan Ryder had 24 for the Cougars. Saskatchewan handed Regina just its second loss of the season, 81-69. On the men's side, Regina pulled off the upset, beating the Huskies 79-58. Cougars guard Ben Campbell led all scorers with 19 points. The regular season draws to a close this weekend, then is playoff time. Let's get over. Oh, look at those fellas. They'd be cold outside today.
Yeah. Well, temperature's not bad, but we are talking about the difference in central versus southern Saskatchewan this morning when it comes to the fog. Down in the southeast corner, again, is where we are seeing the worst, most dense fog this morning. So Regina, as you can see, conditions have actually worsened since the last time we took a look outside. Definitely leave early for your commute this morning. It's also a little bit cooler through Regina right now. We're at -3. And in Saskatoon, we are seeing some heavy amounts of cloud cover just not as much of that fog. And we're waking up to that temperature of -1. Winds, though, coming in at about 20 kilometers per hour for both cities right now. And those are going to be getting stronger into the afternoon hours. Let's take a look at this radar and satellite, because you can see into the early morning hours, we have seen a weather system making its way into the province from Alberta. This morning, it's been impacting areas in the north and then, of course, down through Prince Albert as well. You are going to want to also take some extra time out on those roads this morning, because things are going to be slippery out there. It wasn't just flurries. It's also that pink color there indicating the mixed precipitation, the freezing rain. As we make our way through the morning hours, we're going to see that system pushing away from Prince Albert. As you can see, by about noon, it's mainly out of the province other than that far northeast corner. And we're going to see fluctuating levels of clouds throughout the afternoon today as well. Today's wind gusts, as mentioned, are going to be increasing. The area is lighting up in red. That's where we're expecting to see the strongest gusts. So as you can see, that's right around the Parkland region, Yorkton, down through Estevan as well, and then up through areas around Hudson Bay, up to about 40 kilometers per hour or slightly surpassing that. Areas in the surrounding areas, we're seeing them gusting up to about 35 kilometers per hour. Swift Current could be seeing them up to about 40 kilometers per hour as well. Now, today's forecast with those winds looking really nice in terms of the air temperature, though. 8 degrees for Swift Current, 6 degrees for Moose Jaw, 3 degrees for Weyburn and Estevan, 2 degrees for Yorkton, and 4 degrees for Prince Albert. Again, you do see that snow icon on there, but just a reminder, we're only right now projecting that to be falling in the morning hours and then pushing away for the afternoon. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast now. Regina, as we were just talking about, a nice temperature this afternoon of 5 degrees, but 8 degrees tomorrow. So things are going to be getting warmer and a little bit sunnier tomorrow, although I do want to make you know that we are expecting the winds to be strong again tomorrow. Could be gusting up to about 50 kilometers per hour. 1 degree on Friday, 5 degrees on Saturday, and then back up to 7 degrees on Sunday. Sunday is the day that we're seeing a lot of difference between central Saskatchewan and southern Saskatchewan, as central Saskatchewan is going to be a lot colder. But tomorrow is going to be really nice in Saskatoon. 5 degrees, 1 degree on Friday, 2 degrees on Saturday, and then 2 degrees on Sunday.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
All right, let's take a look at this rural forecast. You do see some freezing rain on your screen in areas around Lloydminster and Meadow Lake. Spiritwood with a few flurries, Melfort as well, a few flurries in Hudson Bay. Again, we're talking about these in the morning hours. This system should be pushing away from Saskatchewan in the afternoon. And with that comes some very nice afternoon highs. 5 degrees for Spiritwood, 3 degrees for Melfort, 2 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud in Wynyard. Down towards the south, we are just talking about the winds today. 8 degrees for East End. Maple Creek could be reaching double digits this afternoon. 14 expected. 6 degrees for Rockland, 5 degrees for Pilot Butte, and Carlisle with that fog and heavy amounts of cloud cover this afternoon. 2 degrees is where we'll peak. Let's take a look at Sturgis, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 2 degrees this afternoon, sun and clouds, and winds up to 35 kilometers per hour.
First day, I actually bought a backpack and brought it to the meeting, and my book wouldn't fit inside it, so it's a pretty big paper.
That's David Sanchez speaking to CTV Saskatoon's Jeff Rogstad at San Diego Chargers training camp in 2001. Rogstad happened to be in California, and Chargers camp, featuring some well-known former CFLers, was also going on too. So he strolled down there and got us this rare footage. This is Doug Flutie getting in some reps at practice, as well as current Stampeders head coach Dave Dickinson, who said it was not a huge adjustment to being a quarterback in the NFL.
You know, it's just you got to get up to speed, you got to take care of your own business, but in training camp you're trying to learn, you're trying to get through it and peak for the games, and I think that's the same in the CFL or the NFL.
This was at a time when CFL quarterbacks were shining down south, but Doug Flutie never forgot about his career roots in Canada.
I think it's fun. Well, you know what's going to be fun is first exhibition game we play San Francisco, have Jeff Garcia, Dave, and I together. I think we all got to get Stampeder hats and get in uni and take a shot together. I think it says a lot for the CFL.
The CFL shining bright under the San Diego sun. And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
NASA's Artemis 2 mission hasn't launched yet, but this scientist is already working on Artemis 3.
You will have a new batch of samples from somewhere on the moon we've never been to before, either with robots or humans.
Dr. Gordon Osinski from Western University in Ontario is part of Artemis 3's science team. That mission plans to land astronauts on the moon and bring them back with new space rocks. Artemis 3 is more than a year away. In the meantime, NASA's focus is on the upcoming launch of Artemis 2, which can happen as early as March.
Neat.
Yeah, space rocks.
Yeah,
learning stuff. Always learning stuff.
Exciting.
And we're going to learn a little bit more today about pro basketball in Saskatoon. The Rattlers branding, everything was stripped from their social media pages and websites in January. And the new owners say there's a rebrand announcement happening later today. No word on what they could be called. They've dusted the coaching staff, the management. They're going to start all fresh. So we're asking you at home this question of the day.
Yeah, we're asking you, what do you think the new team should be called? Not a lot of answers coming in so far yet this morning. We did have Michelle B. right in, though. She said the Saskatoon Hoops, and then she said that's the best I could come up with. Sorry.
Fair enough.
No need to apologize, Michelle. We love that answer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe to your point, Jeremy, maybe people in Saskatoon don't care much for basketball.
I don't know. They're struggling, and they're switching venues. They're going to be playing at Merlis Belcher this season, so that might be another point of reinvigoration.
Maybe.
A good logo and a good name could also help, though.
That's right. Yeah, so we want to hear from you. Text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. Or you can scan that QR code on your screen. We will hopefully be sharing some more answers in about 1 hour.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Matt Scooby with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we head to Brooklyn. Lakers visiting the Nets. First quarter off the turnover. Austin Reeves going to go off the glass to LeBron James, who throws down the monster jam. Whew. LA looking like the Showtime Lakers of old on that play. 41-year-old LeBron still's got the hops. That is your must-see moment from Tuesday. Now, Wednesday on TSN, you can see Tangerine Raptors basketball when the Timberwolves visit the Raptors. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
It's now time for your morning mystery. We're told it is a food. Today, here are 3 clues to get us on our way. A comfort food launched in 1934. Clue number 2, the product was changed in name after a radio announcer misread it on air, causing high demand for it. All right. Andy Warhol produced a series of 32 silk screen paintings depicting cans of it. Okay.
Oh.
I know what the Warhol thing is.
I think, yeah.
How specific do we gotta get, I wonder?
Right. That's where I'm at, too.
I just went with soup.
I went with soup, and then I said soup was definitely not launched in the 1930s. Soup is definitely older than that. Oh, we had to be specific.
It is chicken noodle soup, originally called noodle with chicken.
Oh, okay.
Today is homemade soup day.
And I'm having soup for supper. I didn't even know that.
Today's morning mystery.
Toys R Us Canada is filing for creditor protection. The company says it's working on a restructuring that could see its footprint further diminish or the whole business sold to new owners. In court documents, Toys R Us says the step was necessary as the company was struggling to cope with inflation, rising labor costs, and supply chain disruptions. Glencore is suspending nearly $1 billion Canadian in investment plans for a century-old copper smelter in Quebec. The company has been in talks with the Quebec government over timelines and targets for cutting harmful pollutions, but those talks have reportedly reached an impasse. Glencore says it needs more visibility on the renewal of an environmental permit. Those are your morning business headlines for BNN Bloomberg. I'm Lindsay Biscaya.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at -3, but we do have some dense fog in the area. Drive carefully this morning. In Saskatoon, just some clouds up in the sky, -1. By lunchtime, both cities expecting to be sitting at 3 degrees with the winds going up, coming in between 30 to 35 kilometers per hour with those gusts. And by final bell, 5 degrees for Regina and 4 degrees for Saskatoon. With the clouds starting to part a little bit, we will be seeing some sunshine. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price $119.9. The lowest you might find is $104.9. In Saskatoon, the common price has gone up since yesterday. We are now at $126.9 for that, but the lowest you might find $114.9. And in the farm markets today, the street price of canola at $601.13 per ton, and the futures price at $649.30 per ton. Amber durum wheat now sits at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $254.22 per ton. And the Canadian dollar is trading up this morning. It's now at 73.25 cents US. When we return, why the province is extending its secondary suite program. Details when we come back.
Just about 7:30, good morning. The provincial government making changes to benefits under its SED disability program. Recipients will now be paid a set amount for some niche benefits instead of the actual cost. Government says it will simplify the process, but the NDP opposition is calling it a cut. Wayne Mantika reports.
The provincial government is combining 30 niche benefits under the SED program into 5 broad categories. Recipients will now receive a flat rate benefit rather than reimbursement for some actual costs.
We've been hearing from not only the recipients of SED, but community-based organizations that help with applications, and even some in the ministry saying, it's pretty cumbersome. There's a lot of categories. It's a little on the confusing side.
It includes items like incontinence supplies, maternity clothing, and the cost of care for service animals.
With the addition of flat rate benefits in some cases, individuals don't necessarily have to provide receipts every month. So it actually gets their payments out quicker. The processing time is faster.
The NDP opposition says it amounts to a cut in benefits.
When times get tough, this is not who we are in Saskatchewan. We don't punch down on the most vulnerable people.
Advocacy groups like the Regina Anti-Poverty Ministry have concerns.
No, I mean, if the said basic rates were sufficient to kind of meet actual basic needs, it would be one thing. But when they don't, and when they fall thousands of dollars a year below doing that, you really need to have significant special needs provisions.
The government believes that the changes will ensure that said recipients receive all the benefits that they are entitled to in the simplest and quickest way possible. Some critics argue that said benefits are insufficient to begin with. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The province has announced a 1-year extension of a program that aims to provide more housing in Saskatchewan. The secondary suite incentive was initially introduced in 2023, intended to increase the availability of secondary suite rental units by paying up to $35,000 in construction costs to create a secondary suite inside a homeowner's primary residence. Saskatoon MLA and Cabinet Minister Ken Cheveldayoff had this to say.
We all know rent controls don't work. They limit supply, and those that are advocating for that just have not thought that through. The way to make sure that rental rates are affordable in our city, in our province, is to make sure we have more supply, and that's why we're so pleased that this program is working so well.
The province says the secondary suite incentive has helped create nearly 1,000 new units since it began. City of Saskatoon is pausing some proposed changes for the Miller Avenue and 51st Street intersection. City administration is looking to make the intersection safer and easier to navigate by getting more vehicles through quicker. The biggest change would see traffic leaving businesses on Miller Avenue only able to turn right instead of being able to cross traffic. There would also be a dedicated left turning lane from Miller on to 51st. Councillors at Tuesday's afternoon transportation meeting weren't pleased with the administration not working closely enough with businesses who may be affected by that change.
I can't make a left-hand turn into a business, I just decide not to go to that business and go elsewhere. So in terms of a fast food restaurant, whether it be McDonald's or Tim Hortons, if I can't make a left turn into it, the route I need to go, I'm just going to go somewhere else. Very concerned for the businesses along this area, and I think there needs to be more impact study on this before we approve anything.
Council voted down the $6 million changes until administration meets with business owners again to discuss resolutions. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew was in Churchill yesterday, and while he was there, he faced questions about expanding the port.
You want to pass something on today, tomorrow, and that will keep everybody going. And I don't want to have anything negative to the environment.
Community members are worried about the environmental impact of expanding the Port of Churchill Plus project. Upgrading the port would make the site a year-round trade hub connecting Canada to global markets. Manitoba is working on a report for Ottawa's Major Projects Office right now. To address environmental concern, Premier Kinew announced $250,000 to explore creating a national marine conservation area. A Canadian soldier who died in Latvia while deployed is being honored here at home.
It hits close to home. There's a few people in my unit who knew him personally, and we wanted to come show support.
The casket carrying gunner Sebastian Halmajan was carried into the tarmac at CFB Trenton. Family dignitaries and military members honored the young soldier at a repatriation ceremony. A motorcade then took his casket along the Highway of Heroes as crowds along the way paid their respects. He was 24 years old and died last week while serving as part of NATO's Operation Reassurance in Latvia. A nurse from Saskatoon who traveled to Ukraine to help during the war is back home and launching a new project with a local dance group. Carla Shinkaruk on why.
This adult Ukrainian dance class was started by Tanya Baran nearly 20 years ago. She says dance has always been about more than movement. It's about community and connection. She's a registered nurse in Saskatoon and has traveled to Ukraine 7 times since the war began in 2022. She serves as a medical lead for Ukrainian Patriot, providing care and coordinating aid. Each visit comes with new challenges, including during her most recent 3-month trip.
This time around, it was definitely much more difficult with Russia hitting our infrastructure. We were limited to power and heat and water.
Baran says even though the war is no longer making headlines every day, the need on the ground remains urgent.
When somebody like myself comes and heads to a battalion and finds out that I'm from Canada and that I'm traveling to help and bring aid, they are over the moon grateful that they haven't been forgotten about.
Her commitment has inspired others in the dance community to help in any way they can.
We're always thinking about her when she's over there, so anything we can do from here to help, we'll jump right at it. And I'm not Ukrainian myself.
Raya Zuzak joined the group after the war broke out, saying it was a way to show solidarity.
I've never been part of this group when she wasn't going on the front lines, so obviously it's inspiring, it's scary.
Now with the help of her dancers, Baran is raising funds through events like a steak night later this month. The money will support resilience sessions for children who can't attend school due to power outages.
For even just an hour or an hour and a half, and you see them come out of their shell.
She plans to return to Ukraine this fall to continue her work, bringing supplies and support to those on the front line. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Calgary Hitmen dumped the Saskatoon Blades last night.
Backhanded by Amrine in over the Blades line. Into the middle, Kane Wilkie. To the back door, shot, they score! Cale Dock.
The Hitmen scored 5 goals in the second period en route to a 7-1 win. It's the Blades' second loss in a row. Team managed just 16 shots on goal. A 4-year-old Doberman Pinscher taking home the dog handling world top prize, Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show.
For Best in Show at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the Doberman Pinscher.
Penny the Pinscher beat out a field finalist that ran the gauntlet from an English sheepdog to a diminutive Maltese. Congratulations. Danny News got a new one coming up for us at the end of the 8 o'clock hour to talk all about the big show.
I was just thinking about Danny as I watched that announcement. I know that he's happy this morning.
I'm sure he'll be rolling around on the ground with all the pooches. What's going on in the forecast?
Well, as you can see, we're still talking about that dense fog in some areas down in the south. It's not exclusive to Regina, although, yes, Regina is seeing a lot of visibility issues out there this morning. morning. Areas in the southeast corner, again, similar to yesterday. So you're going to want to take your time out on those roads. In central Saskatchewan, there are a few places with the dense fog warnings, but not nearly as much as down in the south. You can see Saskatoon is looking actually really nice this morning. Very picturesque temperatures, also looking pretty good to start your day. I want to show you some current temperatures, although the remote is, oh, there we go. Now finally starting to work. Hot and cold spots in Saskatchewan this morning. We're seeing Maple Creek at 7.2 degrees. Saskatchewan's cold spot, Collins Bay, minus 16.5. Canada hot spot, Bella, BC, that's 16.1. And the Canadian cold spot this morning, again, Nunavut, Eureka, that's minus 40.3. So we talked about the hot and the cold spots. Let's talk about everything in between now. Minus 15 in Stony Rapids. Take a look at that nice temperature in Buffalo Narrows, though. Minus 1, minus 3 in Prince Albert, although we have been seeing some precipitation up in these areas this morning. Minus 5 in Nipawin, minus 3 in Melfort, minus 7 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're not seeing the precipitation, but we are seeing the winds. 0 degrees right now in Swift Current, minus 1 in Moose Jaw, minus 4 in Weyburn, and minus 5 in Estevan. Later on this afternoon, again, we're talking about the winds going up, but the temperatures being really nice. 8 degrees for Swift Current, 6 degrees for Moose Jaw, 4 degrees for Weyburn, 3 degrees for Estevan, and 3 degrees for Yorkton. We're also talking about that precipitation that I just mentioned. So Prince Albert and areas north of Prince Albert having seen some of those flurries this morning. Mainly it was flurries, but Prince Albert has also seen some freezing rain this morning. So roads going to be a little bit dicey. Take it slow out there. Into the afternoon, we see that mainly disappearing into Manitoba. Manitoba is going to be getting quite a bit of snow today. That's their problem, not ours. We're talking about a mix of sun and cloud for our afternoon. And your 7-day forecast looking really nice with those temperatures. 8 degrees tomorrow with that sun shining for Regina. 1 degree for Friday with a mix of sun and cloud. 5 degrees on Saturday, up to 7 degrees on Sunday. That's the day that we're seeing quite a difference in temperatures from central Saskatchewan to southern Saskatchewan. Southern Saskatchewan going to be very, very nice on Sunday. 1 degree on Monday. We do have some flurries on the way, likely not until the evening hours, continuing on to Tuesday morning. And in Saskatoon, not seeing that precipitation into early next week, but still seeing some really nice temperatures. 5 degrees tomorrow, 1 on Friday, and 2 degrees for Saturday and Sunday.
Glittery makeup sets and fragrant gift boxes are sold everywhere, but beware, counterfeit cosmetics are flooding the market. According to the nonprofit group Unbiased Science, these knockoff products may contain banned color additives, bacterial contamination, and even toxic metals like mercury. Unlike legit brands, counterfeiters skip safety testing and manufacture outside of strict regulations, putting your health at risk. Red flags include mislabeled packaging, strong odors, and prices that seem way too good to be true. Be extra cautious when you buy from online shops, flea markets, discount stores, and social media ads. To stay glamorous yet safe, buy only from authorized retailers. Report suspicious products to the FDA, FTC, or Customs. Vigilance is key. Cheap beauty buys may wind up costing you more than you bargained for. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
Big set of games coming up for the Regina Pats as they get set to host their bobblehead night, their Indigenous night, and Have a Heart night, which is starting right away. Dante DeCaria is in studio with us, the voice of the team. Let's start with Have a Heart night. So you guys are making heart-shaped pizzas and you're making some money.
Yeah, we are. I guess first and foremost, we did have kind of a pizza making competition with 4 Regina Pats players. Now, Reese Hamilton is the winner. His pizza is currently on the menu. I actually ordered that pizza last night.
Okay.
Alfredo sauce, little suspect. It's loaded. It's got ham. It's got everything. Proceeds of tips. Proceeds from that pizza going to the Heart and Stroke Foundation. So it's going to a great cause. So if you want to order a Regina Pats pizza, you got Reese's Pieces pizza on the menu. And then, of course, it's the 29th annual Have a Heart night from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. All Western Pizza locations across the city will have Pats players there delivering pizzas, meet and greets, stuff like that. I'll be there as well. So really looking forward to tonight, and hopefully we can continue to raise a whole bunch of money this month.
I remember hearing the stories of all those people very excited because Connor Bedard was dropping off some pizzas. Let's talk about bobblehead night. You're celebrating one of our very own Chandler Stevenson, who's had a great NHL career so far.
Yeah, and from what I understand, he's really honored to have a bobblehead. I mean, this is a guy who, was drafted like a late-round pick to the Washington Capitals, a two-time Stanley Cup champion, a champion with the Washington Capitals in 2018 as kind of a guy that didn't play too much. And then he was a really important player for the Vegas Golden Knights in 2024 when they won the Stanley Cup. So Chandler Stevenson is our bobblehead night. They're available for $10 near the Regina Pats store. There'll be tables set up. Unfortunately, it is one per person because we do have limited quantities available. But a big thanks to Westridge Construction for partnering with us, and the proceeds for the bobbleheads purchase will go to the Female Hockey Challenge as usual. So it goes to a great cause, and as usual, it's an amazing Regina Pats alumnus. We had Bedard, we've had K9, and then this year we celebrate successful Regina Pats player.
Chandler Stevenson was one of those guys that was just heart and soul of the team, but when you looked at the roster, you're right, you didn't think this is the guy that's going to do all these great things, because there's Adam Brooks, there was Morgan Klimchuk, there was Dyson Stevenson, and so on and so forth. You're also having an Indigenous celebration coming up.
Yes, and this is the jersey that I'm currently wearing right now. We do have Connor Bear from our team, who obviously has Indigenous background, and he actually helped design this jersey. So it was really cool to have him involved this summer, along with Roger Ross, who did an amazing job in designing this jersey. Now, right now we have a beaded Regina Pats logo, and we've got, if you can see, it's hard to see.
Métis Nation Saskatchewan logo there as well.
Yeah, and we've got flowers kind of coming across, flowers on the numbers as well. So these are available for auction starting actually tomorrow at noon. The auction will close Saturday at 7 p.m., so 1 hour after puck drop. Puck drop scheduled for 6. The other kind of stuff that we're doing throughout the night is we've got, language, Cree language integrated throughout the game. Public address announcing. The broadcast will be done a little bit in Cree as well with myself. Clarence Iron will be joining me. We've got a, song and dance performance as well.
And you also get to watch some great hockey, some great Regina Pats hockey. Get your tickets at the box office.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Mardi Gras Roast Beef Supper is on February 6th at 6 p.m. It's being held at Our Lady of Peace Church on the 400 block of Broad Street North. And for more information, you can call 306-543-0421. The Weyburn Old Time Dance is on February 6th at 7:30 p.m. It's being held at Cecilia's Banquet Hall in Weyburn, and for more information, you can call 306-861-9929. And the Trigeminal Neuralgia Support Group is on February 7th at 10 a.m. It's being held on the 2200 block of Park Street. For more information, you can call 306-751-0761. If you'd like your event shown here, you can email us at reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca with at least 2 weeks' notice.
Now let's head back out on location with Janelle Lippi ahead of this year's 72nd Luther Invitational Tournament. Good morning, Janelle.
Hi, Jeremy. Good morning. That's right. Some exciting times are ahead. This go around, I have Troy, John, and Jeremy with me. Let's start off with a little bit about what it's been like preparing for the 72nd tournament coming up here.
It starts, in late fall, early winter, October, November, where we start meeting, and our students have a application process they fill out, and they fill this application out. We get it sent in, and then the process really begins with our advisors and the students, and we meet once a week after that, and every week, sometimes twice a week, we meet and we start the process of getting everything organized. And so inviting teams, well, that starts like a couple of years ago. We start looking at teams and start inviting teams even last April.
Wow. Okay, so this is like it was big progress for this to happen. Now, let's talk a little bit about what the energy has been like within the teams. As you can see behind us here, we do have some practicing already. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, you know what? They take a lot of pride in this tournament, and it's 72 years. It's been 73 years since it started, but we lost 1 year to COVID, so it's the 72nd tournament, and there's a lot of pride they take in being involved and wanting to be around it. So, the energy is very high for our student body, and we try to let our students involve themselves as much as they can. Yeah.
Morris, all right. And where can people go? When are the days that this is running on? What are those times looking like? How can people be part of this?
Games start tomorrow. 12:30 is the first tip-off. Our boys play against McGrath, and then we have 8 games each day. 8 games Thursday, 8 games Friday, and 8 games Saturday.
Awesome. All right. Well, I would like to thank you all so much for being here with me this morning. We've got more coming up. Tons of exciting times. Again, Luther Invitational Tournament coming up.
All right, Janelle, wonderful stuff. Thank you very much. We'll check back in with you in a little while.
It's February 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Killian as he is officially 9 years old. We hope this is your best year yet. Lots of love from your brother Bowden, sister Rooney, and your mom and dad. Happy birthday to Michaela. Lots of love from your Cookham and Musham and your great-grandparents out in Moosomin. Enjoy your special day. Also celebrating today is Krista. Happy birthday to you. Lots of love coming your way from all of your besties. Enjoy. And turning 8 years old today is Zaylee. Happy birthday. Your grandma, grandpa, and the rest of your family are all hoping you have the best day.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Let's turn our attention to Brandon and Pure Country 92.7, still trying to crack that code.
Yes, sir. We didn't find the second digit at 7 o'clock, so we're going to look for it again this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Could you crack it? We have the first digit already secured. You can take a look on our website about that. And the jackpot's around $350. I want to talk about one more thing, since I'm the prop guy, apparently. This could be yours. This check, too, and $500 if you take our hit Survey Maker anytime today or before the end of the month, because we're paying out $500. Woo! At the end of the month, if you just say what you like and you want to hear on our station, you can go to our website, purecountry927.ca, tell us what you love, and win $500. This week's most favorite song is Ella Langley's Choosing Texas, which is a great song, I agree. So win, go to our website.
Pure magic. Brandon, thank you as always.
You're welcome, man. Have a good day.
You too.
Mwah. Bye.
How I Met Your Mother reunion on this season of Apple TV's Shrinking, as Colby Smulders takes on a larger role opposite Jason Segel. Segel says their characters have a special connection because he and Smulders have known each other in real life for over 20 years.
When these two characters look at each other, it seems like they've known each other forever, even though story-wise they've only known each other for a little bit. And it reads like soulmate because of that.
Season 3, episode 2 of Shrinking is now streaming.
La 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 la.
Backstreet Boys are the latest pop stars to book a Super Bowl commercial. They'll star in an ad for T-Mobile during the big game on Sunday. Meanwhile, Pringles has tapped Sabrina Carpenter for its Super Bowl ad, and Addison Rae is cameoing in an Uber Eats spot.
Hello, class of 2026.
The American Idol universe is expanding. Starting March 30th, the show will stream live on Disney Plus in addition to airing on ABC. An official American Idol podcast will also debut on Disney Plus and Hulu. Disney is the parent company of ABC News.
Telephone is ringing.
And happy birthday to the godfather of shock rock. Alice Cooper turned 78 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
And in our sidebar, here's a musical instrument that's out of this world. It's an odd-shaped instrument. It's called a handpan, also known as a UFO drum, cherished for their hypnotic and soothing tones. It's often used in meditation and sound healing. For those who want to learn, the upside is that there are no wrong notes, which makes for perfect improvisation.
Explains his sweater. That seems very holistic.
I like this.
Certain vibe.
Very soothing.
Yeah. It's got a nice soothing quality.
I could fall asleep to it.
Here's a uniquely experience only a few people get to see. Matthias is a pilot taking us up and giving us a POV from the cockpit. Looks pretty amazing to me.
I don't know. There was a lot of fog that day. I think I'd be scared.
How do they know where they're going? Yeah.
Radar, I think.
I suppose.
Technology.
Altitude.
Yeah. I think Michelle wrote in the other day for Question of the Day and said that she's a pilot. Maybe she can write in and explain to us
the inner
how
workings.
they see. Yeah.
You've flown a plane. I'll accept your.
Yeah.
I'll accept your advice. Time out. We got a quick break, and we're going to come back with your news headlines and your weather forecast. Still a little foggy out there. Kaylee will tell you all about it. It's Wednesday, February 4th.
You know, year over year, on the ground, you're hearing and seeing that things aren't really changing.
What new statistics suggest about incarceration rates of Indigenous adults in Canada?
The way to make sure that rental rates are affordable in our city and our province is to make sure we have more supply, and that's why we're so pleased that this program is working so well.
The province has announced a one-year extension of a program that aims to provide more housing in Saskatchewan.
Backhanded by Amrine in over the Blades line. Into the middle, Kane Wilkie. To the back door shot, they score! Hale Duck.
The big second period powers the Hitmen past the Blades. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning, and thanks for starting your Wednesday with us.
Tale of two cities when you look at your maps.
Yeah. So a lot of fog this morning in the southeast corner of the province. Central Saskatchewan, we do still have some of those dense fog warnings, but you're not seeing it nearly as dense as the south.
And some winter driving conditions out there if you're taking out to the highways. 8:01, let's get to your news for this part of the hour. Numbers from Statistics Canada show Indigenous adults continue to be overrepresented when it comes to being incarcerated. For some Indigenous leaders, working on ways to prevent people from being repeat offenders would help. Here's Jacob Carr.
Indigenous adults in Saskatchewan are incarcerated at the highest rate in the country compared to non-Indigenous people in the province, according to the latest numbers from Statistics Canada. FSIN Vice Chief Craig McCallum says it all starts with the systems in place for Indigenous youth in the province.
There's around 950 youth that are out on community sentences or bail right now in Saskatchewan. And I think about those youth and what sort of rehabilitation are they getting right now?
He says Indigenous youth in the justice system need access to therapy, counseling, addiction treatment, and cultural programming. And the Saskatchewan stats among Indigenous adults in jail back up his thoughts. In the province, Indigenous adults are incarcerated at a rate 19.4 times higher than non-Indigenous adults. The next highest province out of the 6 that provided data is Alberta at 10.2 times higher.
The bad news is that these stats are real and they're getting worse. The good news is there's also a lot of good work being done, particularly by Indigenous organizations, Indigenous communities, Indigenous families, and Indigenous individuals that are helping to change these trends.
Those organizations, according to McCallum, include the FSIN. He harkens back to the correlation between Indigenous youth offenders leading to a higher rate of Indigenous adults being incarcerated.
We're trying to come up with a better strategy, a better way of helping these young people heal. It's going to come down to, again, the will. Do people actually want to change these systems? Are they serious about it?
McCallum says progress has been slow, but he is hopeful for the future as the FSIN sits down and has conversations with the provincial government and other Indigenous organizations. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
The province has announced a one-year extension of a program that aims to provide more housing in Saskatchewan. The secondary suite incentive was initially brought in 2023, intended to increase availability of secondary suite rental units by paying up to $35,000 in construction costs to create a second unit of primary residence. Here's Saskatoon MLA and Cabinet Minister Ken Cheveldayoff.
We all know rent controls don't work. They limit supply, and those that are advocating for that just have not thought that through. The way to make sure that rental rates are affordable in our city and our province is to make sure we have more supply, and that's why we're so pleased that this program is working so well.
The province says the secondary suite incentive has helped create nearly 1,000 new units since it began. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand will be in Washington today for a meeting aimed at increasing collaboration on critical minerals. Anand and her international counterparts will be discussing the Trump administration's push to lessen global reliance on China when it comes to critical minerals. On Monday, the president of the U.S. announced the creation of a strategic reserve of rare earth minerals to help shield auto and electronics manufacturers from any supply chain disruptions. Firefighters busy in Saskatoon last night and this morning. Jeremy Dodge, take us through it.
Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, the first call came in just before 8 last night. Somewhere in the big RM of Corbin Park, heavy smoke and flames coming from a home, and the roof collapsed. Everybody did get out okay. An investigation is underway on that one. And then the second one happened around 1 o'clock this morning. Firefighters arriving to see flames coming from the home on Carlton Drive in Saskatoon. Again, everybody got out all right. An investigator is on scene to try and figure out exactly what happened there. Saskatoon police investigating the city's first homicide of 2026. They say about 5:30 yesterday morning, they were told, about two 25-year-old men who went into St. Paul's Hospital to be treated for stab wounds. One died of his injuries. The other is in stable condition. No other details have been released. Police are asking anybody with any information to come forward. All right, Daryl, some delays for a planned wind farm in southern Saskatchewan.
It's called the Seven Stars Energy Project, first announced in the summer of 2024 in the Weyburn area by Enbridge in collaboration with Six Nations Energy Developments. It also has a backing of up to $100 million in loan guarantees from the province. The development has received the green light from the RM of Weyburn, but according to an update from the RM of Griffin, that council has determined the application to be incomplete. In a statement to CTV News, the Griffin RM administration says the application does not currently include the required environmental documentation, and council is not in a position to approve the application or proceed with this until a further review is done. In response, Enbridge says it expects to file that paperwork in early 2026 and include a robust strategy to avoid, mitigate, or minimize potential environmental impacts. Enbridge hopes to begin construction this fall. The hockey community is mourning the lives of 3 young hockey players killed in a devastating crash in Alberta.
It's generations of early mornings, long drives, cold rinks, and proud parents in the stands. These young men were part of that story, and we will honor them. This loss is felt not only in Stavely and Nanton, but across our surrounding communities and our country.
That's Nanton's Mayor Jennifer Hadley paying tribute to Caden Fine, J.J. Wright, and Cameron Corsorso, who were killed in a car crash heading to practice on Monday morning. Their stories run deep in the southern Alberta community, as well as Kamloops, where 2 of the boys were from. People who knew them say they're in shock and finding relief in the memories, remembering their joy and skill on the ice. As for the crash, RCMP believe it was a tragic accident. No criminal charges are expected. Europe is moving ahead with a plan to ditch U.S. digital platforms. Now, in France, civil servants will no longer use Zoom or Teams and will instead use a homegrown video conference system. Soldiers in Austria are using open source Office software to write reports after the military dropped Microsoft Office privacy concerns, one of the reasons behind this shift. A special Black History Month celebration in Halifax yesterday. CFL great Michael Pinball Clemens and a plane load of friends flew east to honor the legacy of one of the earliest black settlements in Canada. Paul Hollingsworth reports.
Mike Pinball Clemens, along with roughly 150 friends and family, touched down in Halifax to celebrate Black History Month.
Black history reminds me that I am standing on the shoulders of all of those before me.
This was also an opportunity for the Pinball Foundation to make its mark in Nova Scotia. The foundation provides financial assistance for young people in need.
We actually scholarship 100 young people a year, pay for books and tuition. We mentor them along the way, and then we get them a job within 45 days of graduation.
Clemens says this trip is a journey, a meaningful connection to Black history in Nova Scotia. The Pinball Foundation announced a $250,000 donation to support the Africville Museum, located on the site of the historic Black community that existed in Halifax from the early 1800s until the 1960s.
Every little bit of financial support to the Africville Museum is significant. You know, with our scholarship program, with our new marine sailing program for African, Nova Scotian, and Indigenous youth and people who are disabled, we're just so thrilled, you know, to be able to continue those programs and make Africville really reach its potential.
For every young person that you see that has success. So we want to celebrate each one of them and at the same time celebrate a whole community.
Clemens and his foundation hope this is the start of a new tradition. He'd like to come back again, perhaps once a year, and offer support for more programs closely connected to African Nova Scotia heritage. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Now an update on a story we brought you yesterday of superhuman strength. A 13-year-old boy who dug deep to save his family. Sam Champion reports.
This is the moment a rescue boat finally reaches a family stranded in rough seas for 10 hours off the Australian coast. And it would not have been possible without the superhuman effort of a 13-year-old boy.
I just said, all right, not today, not today, not today. I have to keep on going.
And he did keep going. Austin Appleby, his mom, and two siblings had set out from the beach on a kayak and two inflatable paddle boards, planning to be out on the water for about an hour. The ocean was calm, but the weather suddenly turned, their kayak flipping over and taking on water.
I was just thinking in my head, like thinking I was going to make it through, but I was also thinking about like all my friends at school.
Mom Joanne tried to tow the two paddle boards and the younger siblings to shore, but water began filling the kayak. That's when she made the difficult decision to send Austin paddling ahead to shore.
In the beginning, it was, we're going to be fine. Austin's going to make it back. As time went on, I was like, why? I haven't seen anyone come.
Austin leaves his family behind, but has to ditch the kayak, battling the waves by swimming alone for 4 hours to get 2.5 miles back to the beach.
And then finally I just made it to shore. I just collapsed.
He ran another mile down the beach to get their phone and make that life-saving call for help.
He's absolutely amazing. Yeah, and his dad are super proud, so yes.
Incredible.
One of those stories that really gets to a mother.
Right?
Oh, okay. Well, incredible story. Let's turn our attention over to the weather picture now because we're not really seeing a lot out there this morning. As you can see, we're still under that dense fog warning in Regina and in other areas down through the southeast corner of the province. Again, just look outside before your commute. Give yourself some extra time and stay safe out there. -2 right now in Regina. And obviously, that cloud icon is there this morning. Winds increasing right now, coming in at 28 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, a much better picture, -1 right now. In just a few minutes, we are going to start seeing that sun coming out and winds right now coming in at 22 kilometers per hour. Those will be increasing for your afternoon. And you're keeping an eye out for all those red patches on your screen. That's when they're going to be surpassing 45 kilometers per hour there. Other than that, a lot of areas going to be reaching about 35 kilometers per hour for winds today. Let's take a look at this radar and satellite because we have been seeing some precipitation in northern Saskatchewan earlier on this morning. And then in just the past hour or so here, we have been seeing that mixed precipitation in areas around Prince Albert. It is continuing to track down south, but it's not going to be impacting us into the afternoon hours. Very likely what we are projecting right now is that it's going to be moving into Manitoba by about noon today. And then we're only going to be seeing that snow still following in areas way up in northeast Saskatchewan. Manitoba going to be seeing quite a bit of snow today. We're also looking forward to Thursday. This is at about 4:45 a.m. and you can see another system entering the northern part of the province. And again, it's a mixture of flurries, rain, and that freezing rain. By 9:45 a.m., we're going to be seeing it in areas west of Prince Albert, so we're going to be ready for that. Let's take a look at this 7-day forecast now. We're seeing about 5 degrees today for Regina and 8 degrees tomorrow. So as nice as it's going to be today, we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures in a lot of places in the province tomorrow. So good news there. However, we were just talking about those strong winds today. Those are actually going to be increasing for your day tomorrow. So that air temperature will be affected. 1 degree on Friday, a few more clouds rolling through Regina on that day. Up to 5 degrees on Saturday, 7 degrees on Sunday. And Sunday is the day we're expecting to be seeing some more warmth down towards the southern part of the province. On Monday, you see that snow icon. That's likely not coming in until the evening hours, 1 degree. And then continuing on into Tuesday morning, clearing for the afternoon. In Saskatoon, we're seeing about 4 degrees this afternoon, 5 degrees tomorrow with that sunshine, 1 degree on Friday, and then 2 degrees expected for Saturday and Sunday. Not really seeing that precipitation on the radar for Saskatoon on Monday or Tuesday.
On this day in 2020, Macau closes its 41 casinos in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19. February 4th, 2013, Canada withdrew the penny from circulation. That long ago. February 4th, 1989, Transport Minister Benoit Bouchard announced a smoking ban on commercial flights between Canadian cities.
So the big game coming up on Sunday, but we are already seeing a lot of the commercials.
There goes the king. Thirsty? Always.
I'm so tired of boys. I need a man.
Yeah, Super Bowl spots been popping up all week online. The new play for companies is to release longer versions of these commercials online. Then they'll air a 30-second version on game day. The cost is reportedly as much as $10 million US for those 30 seconds, so it makes sense. Despite the cost, though, experts say commercial time was sold out before the season even started. Best one I've seen so far is the Jurassic Park Xfinity one. If you haven't seen that, it is fantastic.
Wait till you see the one that Kayleen and I are in. That's probably airing during the Super Bowl. It's not probably during the Super Bowl.
No, but we were in a commercial shoot last week, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. We're in the background.
Big deal. Yeah, we did not get speaking roles.
Yeah, we're not.
Not even close.
We're hyping this up way too much, actually. We're just in the background eating a burger.
Hey, is that them?
Yeah. If you see that, you think, is that?
There you go. It
still counts.
Question of the day. There's going to be a rebrand for Saskatoon's CEBL team. We wanted to know what you want to call them.
Yeah, so we actually did get a few more answers. We had one answer saying, I like the Threshermen.
Okay.
Which I had to look up, but I think that's actually a good option there.
It's farming, right?
Yeah.
Farming term.
We had Sask Cold Rush. I like that one. Yeah.
Sort of like the Rush, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Some more answers coming in here. There we go. We had Karen saying, how about the Stoon Dribblers? Okay. I like it, yeah. Craig saying, bring back the storm. Storm warning.
I had to look that up.
I do like the idea of the storm resurgence.
Yeah. Richie Roy writing in saying the Saskatoon Frost. We had another answer coming in with two options here. Saskatoon 06ers, and the context there sent in to us, became a city in 1906.
Okay.
Or Saskatoon Pop, Paris of the Prairies.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I did find the logo. I had to look it up because I didn't know what the storm was all about. This is the logo of the Saskatchewan Storm.
Yeah.
Played in the now defunct World Basketball League. Debuted in the 1990s. In 1990s, specifically lost to Vegas in front of 8,000 fans in their opening game by 2 points.
I like
was
the
at that
Saskatchewan
game.
Storm.
You were at that game? No kidding.
I had the pennant. Yeah. It was great. I was a wee child, a wee lad.
You are a traveled young sir. We're back after this.
Tai Chi is a slow, flowing practice that originated in China and is rooted in Taoist philosophy, which focuses on finding balance by teaching you to move your body and calm your mind at the same time. Beyond its ancient roots, new research from the Boston Medical Journal shows that Tai Chi may work just as well as talk therapy for the long-term management of chronic insomnia in middle-aged and older adults. Talk therapy is the first-line treatment for chronic insomnia, but it is not always easy to access. High costs and a shortage of trained therapists can make it hard for many people to find help. This study points to a promising, more accessible option that also helps reduce stress and increase physical activity. To try it yourself, many community centers, senior centers, parks departments, and local YMCAs offer Tai Chi classes, and virtual options are widely available online, often for free. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Well, if winter is dragging you down, it might be time to bring some of that light back into your life. Today, Rachel Node, editor of In Between Magazine, is talking about simple ways to beat the winter blues, giving yourself something sunny to look forward to. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. When we're talking about the winter blues, we're often talking about mood. And for a lot of us, it's our day-to-day in-the-house stuff that can really affect us, because we're spending less time outdoors, more time indoors. We're facing more mess and more smells. And for pet owners, that could be even amplified. For cat owners, it means their litter boxes are working overtime, which is why I really think they would love this Litter Genie light clumping cat litter. It's 20% lighter than other litters, so you can get a nice pour without sacrificing volume. It's made from locally sourced Canadian bentonite clay, so it absorbs moisture and it absorbs odors quickly. It's also 99.9% dust-free, so it's going to keep the air in your house feeling light. It's going to keep it feeling fresh. And you can grab this at your local PetSmart, Canadian Tire, or Amazon.ca.
All right, and one of the best ways to beat the winter blues is to just escape winter. How can viewers embrace the best when it comes to their tropical vacations?
If you're lucky enough to be getting out of here, you're going to want a nice swimsuit that makes you feel and look beautiful. For all my swimsuit needs, I always go to La Vie en Rose because they have such an amazing selection of swimsuits and cover-ups for everybody and every body. I'm loving the latest collection. It's got beautiful printed styles and vibrant textures and colors. This gingham suit's going to be popular this season, as well as the striped palm beach set, and you can shop it at your local La Vie en Rose.
Stick to that travel theme. You have some great destinations to escape to.
If you want to get sun in the skies and some light back in your child's eyes, there's no better place than Orlando for a family vacation. I first went when my son was like a little guy. He still talks about it because we had such a great experience. And I'm going to bring him back now that he's 19. I can't wait to experience it with him again, especially the new theme park, which is Epic Universe. But you can also do adventurous things like ziplining over crocodiles or kayaking with manatees. It's also a convenient location because out of most major cities, you can get a direct flight. And once you're there, there's so many family-friendly resorts that you can choose from. It just makes it an easy, accessible, and unforgettable getaway. And you just check it out at visitorlando.com.
All right, last but certainly not least, you have an all-inclusive suggestion for couples.
For a more luxe experience, Turbo Tulum is a all-inclusive luxury villa concept, perfect for couples or families or groups of friends. It's the first hotel in the Turbo Boutique collection, and it comes with a butler service. So they will book everything for you, from mixology classes to pizza making classes or wellness classes, or if you want to go visit the cenotes. On site, there's a fitness center, a yoga center, on-site boutique and pizzeria and coffee shop. Each villa has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. It comes with its own terrace with loungers and a bar and grill area. It also has a fully stacked kitchen, but if you don't want to cook, you can order breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. And the best part, I think, is it comes with its own infinity pool, which is super cool. But if you're going with, a group of 8, it's perfect because it works out to be about $145 per person per night, which I think is an amazing deal.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel, for that moment of sunshine on our show.
Thank you.
Advocates are calling on the federal government to take action to pass an online safety act to protect kids from the extremes of the internet. CTV's Austin Lee says the movement comes as some other countries fast-track laws restricting social media use for children.
For kids today, it's impossible to envision an internet-free world.
It's where we learn, it's where we play, and it's also where we connect with our friends, maybe where we live. But it's also where kids get bullied, where we see things we were never ready for, and it's where mistakes can follow you forever.
And although social media has its benefits,
I've made international spaces and chats where we're able to create projects, share perspectives, broaden our horizons and understanding of different issues.
In a world connected through technology, there are real risks.
I've definitely seen the impact social media has had on youth, has had on loneliness, has had in the education sphere as well.
The federal government's proposed Online Harms Act, Bill C-63, expired in January of last year after former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau resigned and prorogued Parliament. But advocates have not stopped their calls to protect kids from being exposed to harmful and graphic online content.
We're pleading with government to act, to do what we know is right for our children, to table this legislation and to act, and to stop with delaying tactics like online studies. You know, we have mountains of evidence.
In Australia, you must be at least 16 years old to access the 10 most popular social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. In France, a similar age restriction is being reviewed, and here in Canada, some advocates want to take things a step further.
We need much broader legislation that looks at the comprehensive digital environment that kids live in, and that really holds the entire tech industry, not just the social media industry, but the whole tech industry to account.
What that legislation could look like is still unclear. In a statement to CTV News, Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture Mark Miller says in part, our government intends to act swiftly, adding they will have more details to share in due course. Some students say it should be a balancing act.
Finding a middle ground, I guess, finding how to place regulations without completely stripping the youth of their ability to navigate those platforms.
Austin Lee, CTV News.
Welcome back to Your Morning. It is 8:30. We begin with some residents in the town of White City upset after council passed a couple of bylaws that opened the door for a townhouse development, a change from the current neighborhood structure with the detached single-family homes. Mick Favel was there for the vote and reaction.
White City Town Council have passed two bylaws which would allow the construction of a major townhouse rental development, a decision which did not go well with some citizens in attendance.
Excuse me.
Council voted 3-2 on passing the bylaws, which would now change the official community plan and zoning bylaws to accommodate the residential development.
When the votes were counted, there were some outbursts from the members of the gallery and the public gallery that were totally inappropriate, uncalled for. On the other hand, the sentiment in the community has built up to this.
When built, it will feature row and stacked units, duplexes, and 4-story apartments. It is a completely new addition to White City, which right now is largely made up of single-family detached homes. John Panter has been attending council meetings for many years and says plans and ideas come and go, but this development has garnered a lot of attention.
I've never seen an issue like this one that has generated this much public opposition to it. This one was absolutely huge in terms of signatures on a petition asking for a referendum, people turning out in massive numbers.
Last month, a public hearing was held which included 30 residents rejecting the project. Over 100 signatures have been gathered pushing the stop of the development, but the project will now be able to go ahead.
I want to thank council for their approval of the council decision item. I would also like to thank the administration for their professionalism and guidance during this process.
The developers promised to keep the community up to date with its progress. CTV News has reached out to White City Town Council but did not hear back before deadline. Mick Favel, CTV News, White City.
An update from RCMP as they investigate a string of robberies in central Saskatchewan. They've re-released this image of a person seen at a community building that was broken into last month in Unity. The incident is one of multiple break-and-enters being investigated in Craik, Davidson, Purdue, Bigger, and Unity between January 5th and 8th. RCMP say a person in the video released last week in connection to the investigation has been identified and is no longer a suspect. If you know who this person is in this photo, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. RCMP are looking for a man serving time at the Saskatoon Correctional Centre. 53-year-old Dale Patrick was reported missing from the centre after last being seen on the Whitecap Dakota Nation Monday morning. Police have been checking places he's known to frequent and following up on information received. City police are also looking for him. He has connections to North Battleford and Alberta. If anyone knows where Dale Patrick, the man on your screen, is, you should contact police. A charge against a Saskatchewan man charged in the death of his wife has now been upgraded. In November, 68-year-old Kevin Searcy was charged with second-degree murder in the death of 69-year-old Diane Searcy in Snowden. RCMP were called to do a wellness check at the home in the community and found Diane dead. Kevin is now facing a first-degree murder charge and is scheduled to be in Nipawin Court on June 15th. Canada's 22nd Prime Minister was back in the capital, this time in the gallery of the House of Commons, ahead of a special honour. CTV's chief political correspondent Mike LeCouture has every detail.
From current premiers to a past Prime Minister and even NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman. They came to Ottawa to honor former Prime Minister Stephen Harper, some even channeling Harper's own dry sense of humor.
Well, it's not every day you get to see a Prime Minister hung publicly.
Portrait?
Oh, yes, his portrait. That's what I meant.
The portrait shows the former Prime Minister sitting in his former office with a number of Easter eggs all over the painting, including 25 different flags.
On the shelf behind me is Alberta's flag, celebrating the great province I have called home throughout my adult life. It is joined by Ontario's flag in recognition of the province where I was raised.
The trade deals his government signed are on the bookshelves behind him, and in his hand is his government's crowning achievement, a balanced budget.
Believing rightly that government should live within their means. Be like that as well.
And that fiscal pragmatism is Harper's legacy for those who served in his government.
The key is strength, social strength, economic strength, and moral strength. And I think we had that with Stephen Harper.
Ideals the former Prime Minister preached, both then and now.
That in these perilous times, both parties, whatever their other differences, come together against external forces that threaten our independence and against domestic policies that threaten our unity.
A message all the more poignant in the current political climate. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Gordon Oaks Red Bear Student Center at the U of S campus celebrated a major milestone yesterday. The building has been in existence for 10 years, and both staff and students marked the occasion. The Gordon Oaks Center is dedicated to supporting the academic success of Métis, First Nation, and Inuit students.
I'm having a hard day. The center's here for me. If I need a friend to talk to, the center's here for me. If you're hungry, the center's here for you. I mean, really, if I have anything that I need ever, the center has a program or someone here to help, and they want to help us. That's their goal. So yeah, it's definitely helped me a lot.
The center offers a number of sessions, including elder and knowledge keeper services. Saskatoon Staple will not be going ahead this winter. That is the Saskatoon Kinsman Club Celebrity Sports Dinner. For the first time this winter, the dinner will not take place. It's happened since 1959. Over the past 67 years, they've attracted people like Gordie Howe, Maurice the Rocket Richard, Joe Montana, and Wayne Gretzky to share some lesser-known stories and raise some money for the Kinsman Club and their efforts. The team says they'll regroup and return stronger when the timing aligns. The opening ceremony is still 2 days away, but today marks the start of competition at the 2026 Winter Games in Italy, and Canada is in the spotlight. The mixed doubles curling team will face Czechia this afternoon. The husband and wife duo of Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman will represent the Maple Leaf. Canada won gold in 2018 but missed the podium 4 years ago. The Calgary Hitmen dumped the Saskatoon Blades last night.
Backhanded by Amrine in over the Blades line. Into the middle. Kane Wilkie to the back door. Shot. They score. Cale Duck.
The Hitmen scored 5 goals in the second period en route to a 7-1 win. Blades' second loss in a row. They managed just 16 shots on goal. Conditions improving out there, Keelan?
I'll let you take a look, Daryl. What do you think?
Yeah. Looks kind of like that pilot flying through the clouds.
Yeah, not exactly an ideal start to the day with that dense fog in the southeast corner of the province. Again, leave yourself extra time, or if you can, even better, just stay home just for the next couple hours until this fog fully lifts. We're not going to be seeing it into the afternoon. We are going to be seeing some clouds into the early afternoon and then starting to see some pockets of sunshine in the later parts of the day. Saskatoon looking rather beautiful to start the day, though. Again, we are seeing a lot of cloud cover. We're just not seeing that dense fog in the area. Let's take a look at this futurecast here. Thankfully, we're starting to see the freezing rain pulling away from Prince Albert already. We did see some flurries overnight there. It's just making its way into Manitoba now. Manitoba gets to deal with that snow for the rest of the afternoon. We're only really talking about it way far in the northeast corner of the province. Other than that, we're talking about some sunshine today in between those pockets of cloud cover. We're also talking about wind gusts today. If you take a look around the Parkland region there, you see the wind gusts peaking at about 50 kilometers per hour now, so the numbers have been going up slightly this morning. Other than that, the areas lighting up in red, all those areas lighting up in blue, we're going to see those winds up to about 30 kilometers per hour. Today's forecast with those winds looking rather nice. Those air temperatures showing about 8 degrees for Swift Current, 6 degrees expected for Moose Jaw, 4 degrees for Saskatoon, 5 degrees for Regina, and 3 degrees for Estevan. Weyburn's temperature has just popped up from 3 degrees to 4 degrees, so it's not looking like it's going to be a bad day. Tomorrow we're getting even warmer in many areas across the province and a little bit more sunshine expected in really all across the central and southern zones. 8 degrees for Regina, though, dropping down on Friday to 1 degree, a few more clouds in the area. Saturday 5 degrees and Sunday 7 degrees. Sunday is one of those days where we are expecting to see some more warmth down towards the south. Central zones still not bad, still into the positive temperatures, just not as warm as the south. Today in Saskatoon, we will be peaking around 4 degrees, 5 degrees tomorrow, though, and again, a lot more sunshine expected tomorrow. 1 degree expected on Friday, 2 degrees on Saturday, and 2 degrees on Sunday. And here's your final look at that radar, because we were talking about how Prince Albert saw some of those flurries this morning. So you can see it reached Prince Albert about 5 a.m. If you are heading out to head to work or hitting those highways at all, just make sure you're taking it slow. We are expecting conditions to be icy up there.
All right, let's check in with Janelle Lippi one more time, joined by team members for this year's Luther Invitational Tournament. Janelle.
Good morning. This time around, I have Ruby with me, who is not only a part of the media committee, but also a part of the girls basketball team. Ruby, we've got lots to talk about, but first, let's start with a little bit of preparation that you've seen for this game. It's a huge milestone.
Yeah, there's been a lot of preparation, definitely. I think preparations started in about November, and this week has really been the highlight, I guess, of it. We've been having blitz nights every night this week, and our girls team has been practicing and really getting prepared for our home opener this Thursday, so it's a really exciting time for sure.
It absolutely is. And from your perspective of not only a player, but also being on that media committee, how has that been for you? Has it been a lot?
It's been busy. It's been a lot of preparation work, but it's all very exciting, and it's kind of cool to get to see the behind the scenes, I guess, of a tournament, because when I started playing basketball in grade 9, the tournament was very much new to me, and it was kind of this thing that I was like, I want to be as involved as possible in. So I feel like being on the committee and the basketball team has just really given me a lot of opportunities to be involved in the tournament and ways for me to step up and help run it, I guess.
Yeah, and there's so many schools that are a part of this here this year. What is that like, being able to join forces with so many people?
It's definitely, I think, having these different teams is also a really important element of it, because I feel like every year we have a different group of teams, or we have different players that come, and sometimes we see the same teams come like multiple years later. It's kind of intimidating, but it's also really exciting and fun to get to play some of these teams that are really good, and yeah, I'm excited.
All right, well, exciting times ahead, Ruby. Thank you so much for this. Once again, that is the Luther Invitational Tournament. You're not going to want to miss out on all of this.
Well, he's sold the farm, and he can sell yours. Ted Cockwell, good morning. How are you today?
Morning. How you doing?
Doing very well. Nice to have you in. Ted, this month we're talking about sellers and tips for those who might be mulling the idea over. Where do we begin?
Well, the first thing is call us. Call us early and let us have a discovery call with you. A lot of these things take a lot of time to plan properly. The biggest thing we want to do is help you mitigate your tax and get the maximum amount for your farm. And so if you're winding down a corporation and doing a share sale, for example, that can sometimes take a year or more. So we just like to get people to call us as soon as they can so we have a longer runway so we can do better planning for them.
Okay, makes sense. So indeed, time is that most valuable commodity in this situation. How long in advance? I mean, or does it matter? I mean, the length of the runway, as long as it's not too short, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, you know, just as soon as you start contemplating that, hey, we might be thinking of selling the farm, call then. Like, there's no commitment. You can just, we can help you share and learn some ideas, throw some things around, and time is valuable in these.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, it could be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. We could be talking succession planning or not. And
Absolutely.
Just having your options open. You guys are always open to the call?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I've also heard about a couple of other considerations that might creep into this, specifically when it comes to, you know, the home quarter or, you know, subdividing in other means. How often do you deal with that, and what should people think about with those considerations?
Yeah, well, I mean, not only subdividing out a home quarter, but so many other things. We're kind of a one-stop shop. You know, so if you need a surveyor to help subdivide out the home yard site, we can do that. If you need a lawyer that specializes in farmland transactions, we've got that. An accountant, you know, maybe you're wondering where you're going to put this money after you sell the farm, right? Well, we have investor groups that work with that. So we're truly a one-stop shop, and we can help with all of those different scenarios.
Yeah, no doubt. It was fascinating. I never even considered the potential tax implications or divesting the corporation, things like that. Yeah. That's something that, you know, you might want to time your sale around in terms of the calendar year or your business year, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. Okay. Well, the more often Ted comes here, the more I learn. I might get some tips on buying maybe next month here. But if you're looking to buy or sell or just get a little more information, as always, you can get in touch with Ted and the team. You're experts in the field at cockwellgroup.com.
Greetings, everyone. Long ago, the deep winter months were a quieter time on the prairies, making it a perfect time for those living here to practice the art of storytelling. The tradition carries on as February celebrates Indigenous Storytelling Month. The University of Regina kicked off the month by hosting a few storytellers introducing themes and ideas unique to Indigenous storytelling.
And the thing is, the reason why we want to do that is to open everybody's eyes and let them see us as more than just the fabled First Nations person. Like, we have a culture, we have our language, we have our stories, we have our own knowledge keepers. And our culture is not dying, it's still alive and well, and we're proving it.
There are storytelling events planned throughout February across Saskatchewan. We now take you to Edmonton, where a new mode of transportation is starting up. An Indigenous woman originally from Beatrice and Alcomasas Cree Nation is offering an alternative driving service to those looking to feel safe and comfortable. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more.
Hi, it's Regan with She Drives. Regan Gamble is helping Indigenous women get to their destinations safely, one call at a time with She Drives.
When I pull up somewhere and they have the smile and, you know, they get into the back seat and it's instant. It's like this instant bond.
Gamble is a residential school survivor. She says her past helped inspire her to create She Drives.
I feel all of the pain and everything inside that I had to endure and just want to turn it into purpose.
According to the Assembly primarily of First Nations. Indigenous women make up 16% of female homicide victims. Gamble says Indigenous people often face discrimination and can feel uneasy driving with strangers.
I think it means a lot for Indigenous women because a lot of times we don't feel safe riding.
Nadine Cut-Arm has used She Drives twice. She's had bad experiences with Ubers and taxis and wanted an alternative option.
It just felt like I knew her. She made me feel really comfortable, and it was a really good ride.
Gamble says there's no limits of where she'll go to take people from point A to point B. She wants She Drives to be more than just a ride, but also a business you can trust when you're in trouble.
There have already been a couple of instances where a mother called and she was so distraught and her daughter was in a domestic with her boyfriend.
While some people might not want to talk during a taxi ride, Gamble wants to be an emotional support.
Every day it's such a gift, every ride, because there's something that I take from it, and there most definitely is something that they take as well.
Because sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle is brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
History has been made at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. It is the first time a Doberman Pinscher has won the top prize since 1989.
There's a connection here to that Doberman. In fact, thanks to the winning dog's handler. ABC's Danny New has more.
The Doberman Pinscher.
The winning moment at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show quickly became an emotional one.
Penny the Doberman Pinscher with Andy Litton.
In New York's Madison Square Garden Tuesday night, Penny the Doberman Pinscher was crowned Best in Show, standing alongside her handler, Andy Linton.
She is as great a Doberman as I've ever seen.
Linton has been battling Parkinson's disease for a few years now, and he appeared to be fighting back tears as he discussed his journey back to the sport's biggest stage.
What has it taken to get you back here?
I had some goals, and this was one of them.
Well, thankfully for Andy, he had experience on his side.
Making a plan, she's got a big smile.
In 1989, the last time a Doberman won Best in Show, guess who the handler was? Why, that would be Andy with his pal, Indy.
Afghan Hound, number 8.
But 37 years later, Andy and Penny did have stiff competition from the other 6 group winners.
She's drawing in the crowd.
Zeta, the Afghan Hound, seemed to be winning over the audience with her graceful strides.
Crowd's getting into it.
And the never-ending fluff of Gran, the Old English sheepdog, yielded a "We love you" from a spectator.
Magnificent. Perfect stance, arched neck.
You can hear how Penny's elegant stance alone seemed to be undeniable to the experts.
The Doberman Pinscher.
And now Andy gets to reach the mountaintop of the sport he's dedicated so much of his life to once again.
Just a great honor.
Clearly worthy of winning the historic 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. By the way, Westminster is the second longest running continuously held sporting event in the U.S. First place belongs to the Kentucky Derby. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Gotta love that. There's some of those dogs are so big and fluffy. It must take hours to.
Oh, and it does. It does. I've been to one of those shows, and it does.
Oh.
Did you guys do Mr. Muggs when you were kids? That was our learn to read book when I was in like grade 1. Mr. Muggs, and it was a massive sheepdog like that.
Oh.
That's what it reminds me of.
The more you know.
Okay.
Time for our sidebar. Celebrating a longtime paramedic in Saskatoon, hanging up his uniform at the end of a 50-year career, I should say Prince Albert. Pat Belisle spent most of his career in medicine, had eventually worked his way into PA. 50 years in the business, 38 in that city.
Done.
Congratulations to you and enjoy retirement.
And thank you for everything you've done for the community. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. All right, well, the Toronto Blue Jays are finally going to immortalize the greatest moment in franchise history. The team has announced plans to build a statue honoring the back-to-back World Series wins in 1992 and 1993 with a statue of Joe Carter's iconic home run. It's one of numerous celebrations the Jays will hold this year for their 50th season, unveiled July 18th.
They're not going to celebrate the outfield wall with the ball stuck underneath? That's not going to be, is that too soon, Jays fans?
Oh, man.
Go Red Sox.
Totally. How disappointing.
Yeah.
Bring up those old wounds.
Just yesterday, my husband asked me, he said, the Blue Jays, it's almost their time. Spring training's going to start soon. Are you excited? And I said, no.
The season is 162 games.
Yeah.
You get excited and then you come down. And you get excited.
September or something.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Right? We are getting excited for the Super Bowl, though, because festivities already underway.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's super cool. It's really cool. These helmets, like the experience.
They're in Santa Clara for yesterday's Pro Bowl and Sunday's matchup between the Patriots and Seahawks. They can collect some autographs, see the Lombardi Trophy, test their skills on some of the outdoor activations there. Tickets for this thing, Kayleen, are unbelievably expensive.
Oh, I've heard about this before. I can't imagine ever being able to afford one.
I'm a Patriots fan, and
we already know the Seahawks are going to stomp the Patriots, so why bother?
Here we go. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, except JD. I'm not letting him on TV again.